G'day warbanders, and today I want to talk about the mockery of Victoria 3. And the reason why I want to talk about Victoria 3 is that it made me so mad. I want to make a review of it, like a negative review, because it's just awful. And I know it's not relevant to my channel, but I just have to get this off my chest. But here you go, guys. So Wiz and his wisdom announced Victoria 3. And I was really excited. You know, I've been waiting for this game for years. And they just ruined it. You know, I played the league and I was instantly disappointed with what they'd done. It was all focusing on the economy and politics, and they were focusing on, you know, national gardening, which is very strange to me. Because when I think of the Victorian era, I think of colonialism. I think of grand empires. I think of, you know, the Great War in the end. I think of a lot of things that are not in Victoria 3. And the main thing is that they left out the warfare. And I know this has been beaten to death. Like, you know, this horse has been beaten to death. And, you know, I know a lot of people talked about this, but it has to be said that the warfare is just garbage. The design, the philosophy, it's just awful. And what do we get in return for this trashy warfare system? What replaces it? Well, some say the economy. Well, the economy of Victoria 3 is a bloody cookie clicker. All you do is click to build buildings, and you just wait. Oh, I need more construction. Build, so I can, you know, build faster. Oh, my wood's expensive. I need to build more lumber camps. Build. Oh, I need more iron. Build. It's just, there's no depth to it. You're not building any railway, like, you know, transport networks or anything. You know, it's very simplified and abstract. Now, I will admit that Victoria 2 had these elements, right? But I expected way more for the sequel. I expected way more. Victoria 2 was like a sample of what, you know, I wanted out of a game like this. And I was hoping that Victoria 3 would just be the ultimate Paradox game with elements from, you know, each game. That's essentially what Victoria 2 was about. It merged a lot of concepts together. And that suits the period very well, the 19th century. And another thing I want to drive home about is that they added a multiculturalism law. And, you know, multiculturalism didn't necessarily exist in the 19th century. Because, you know, you have all these ideas of scientific racism. And, you know, and you look at any primary sources about, you know, Africans or Asians, it's just, you find it really hard to understand how that's historically accurate to add a multiculturalism law, because, you know, most of the leaders at the time of European empires, they didn't really believe in that. So I'm not sure why they add that into the game, because it's really ahistorical. But that's just my piece, guys. And, you know, I'm going to move on to the politics, and I just find it very uninteresting compared to Vic 2. The interest groups are just very samey. There's like not much variation. It's like click to bolster, like, you know, interest group clout or whatever, or build more buildings to like up their clout or power. And it's just, and if you want to pass laws, you got to do it with RNG EU4 sieges. So it's just, why can't you make an actual game mechanic Paradox where you're actually, you know, doing politics? You're actually, you know, trying to persuade the public to do what you want. Like, can't you add mechanics like that? That'd be super fun. Because you chucked out warfare. You chucked out all the fucking warfare. And what are you giving us in return, Paradox? What are you giving us in return for removing all the warfare? Nothing. You're giving us simple trash, okay? Now, I know that Paradox games on release are very bare bones, but this is just another level, bro. And it's been roughly since a year since launch, and I'm still not feeling it. Like, I loaded up Victoria 3 the other day, I played it for an hour as, what was it? As like Persia, and I was just not feeling anything. Like, I wasn't feeling any, you know, wonder like in Victoria 2. Like, oh, look at these moving parts. And Victoria 3, it's just all, you know, I wouldn't say dumbed down. Like, the economy is there, but it's just everything is acting by your input only. There's no like, you know, exterior forces. like in Crusader Kings. You know, in Crusader Kings, everything's happening. There's things happening. In Victoria 3, it's all player input, and the AI nations, they barely do anything. The map can sometimes just stay the same the entire fucking game. Like Victoria 3, I mean, in Victoria 2, it changed a lot. Victoria 3, it just sits there. Like, come on, Paradox. Get your act together. Yeah. Sorry this is feeling like a rant, but this game really irked me. And I really hate the shills, like One Proud Bavarian specifically, that just parrot on how good this game is. And parrot on, you know, oh, you know, it's getting better, you know, I love the devs are doing this and that. But they don't realize the foundation is utterly crap. Like, it's all sand. Like, you're not going to build a good house on sand. Like, you know. And another point I see everyone else bring up as well is that every nation plays the same. There's no flavor. Like, or there's barely any. Like, there's a few decisions here and there, but like, you know, you're playing the Zulu nation and, you know, there's no difference. Like, you could be playing a European nation and a Zulu nation and just be the same. Like, there's no, you know, cultural, you know, mechanics. And I really want to hone into this, is that the warfare is just plain awful. You know, it's very inaccurate to the period. There's, you know, naval warfare is copy and pasted from the land warfare. Funny, considering a navy is the most important element in any overseas global empire, especially the British Empire. That everyone knows that it's based upon their navy, and you know, navy's just another abstract, you know, warfare element, and it's just awful. I'm sorry if I keep repeating the same words. It's just every system has cracks in it. If you play long enough, I played 100 hours, so I reckon I have a decent grasp on all the mechanics, and I just don't like them. Or, you know, I was trying to play it to find something, you know, fun in the game, but I'm just not finding any fun, you know. And I check every update to see if it's, you know, getting better, and it's not. The vision of Victoria 3 is flawed. You know, warfare is strategic. No, it's not. In this game, warfare is not strategic. You just like, oh, select troops on front, click the button to advance. Like, that's not how warfare works in the 19th century. I'm sorry, Paradox. That's not how warfare works. It's much more complex than that. Okay, warfare in this period was innovating constantly. So, in the previous centuries, it's the same warfare with linear formations. And in the late 19th century or the mid 19th century, we saw a massive shift towards, you know, better weaponry, long range artillery, riflery. You know, a lot of change in the military sector. And what do we get in Victoria 3? Just a stat boost to show that you could have done better, Paradox. You could have done better. You could have done better. And, you know, the AI, as I said before, is just worse than Victoria 2 funny. Like, funny enough. Like, you know, it just does nothing. And, you know, I'm not even talking about the DLC. So everyone, like, you know, everyone thinks the DLCs are Paradox to add shit, you know, that you're supposed to have. Well, you know, the DLCs in Victoria 3, they don't add anything of value. Like, it's a waste of money. Like, I feel sorry for the people who pre-ordered this game, because the DLC is just so lackluster and so scammy. Like, oh, we're going to sell you day and night cycles. That's just stupid, right? And, you know, they can get away with it because they have a fan base that just shills for them constantly. You know, shills for them, you know, sniffs their own farts, specifically. And it just really irks me because, you know, Paradox, back in the day, they used to be pretty decent. Like, you know, not great, but, you know, decent enough where I could, you know, play EU4 when it, you know, it was good, you know. But now everything about Victoria 3 just disappoints me. Because, yeah, I really love this period. It's my favorite period in history, the 19th century. Unprecedented change. You know, and Paradox just blunders it. And just constantly, throughout its development cycle, just there's nothing there. And, you know, I always go on the forums to go, hey, can you please add this? Can you please fix this? And just no response. You know, it's just They always listen to the Redditors and the people that upvote the most. They always listen to people who never played Victoria 2. They listen to people who, you know, don't know the period at all. Like they come from Hearts of Iron 4 or something, or they come from, I don't know, probably, no, they come from Stellaris, sorry. They come from like Stellaris or something. And they think Stellaris works in Victoria 3 or something like that. Or, you know, they're trying to bring in the city builder crowd, you know? And I don't, you know, Victoria 3 is, you know, Victoria isn't about city building. It's not about the economy mainly. For me, Victoria 2 was like, the economy was a means to build your military. Like it was the great power politics between different nations, and you know the economy is just like a factor. It wasn't just like the main thing of the game, because in Victoria 2 you're always preparing for war, and I love that. That's really indicative of the period. And you know, I feel like Victoria 3 has failed in its vision, or you know, I feel like its vision is extremely flawed. So yeah guys, that's my critique of Victoria 3. I know I haven't posted in a while, but I really wanted to get this video off my chest because Victoria 3 has been irking me for about a year now, and I've just not been happy with it. And the shills that can scream all they want about how good the game is, but fundamentally it's flawed. Too flawed to be saved. Trust me guys, I've tried every update and just it doesn't get better. It actually sometimes get worse. And there's no depth. There's no depth at all. And I'm not exaggerating here, guys. I'm not exaggerating. But guys, I'm sorry for the negativity here, but this game really pissed me off. But guys, if you want to see more videos, please comment and like and tell me what you think. I'll listen to people's opinions, of course, as always, and I'll discuss, you know, talk about it. And, you know, do you think Victoria 3 is good? And we'll have a chat if you want. But yeah, guys, stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching.